Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. I just thank God for a new day. Thank God for another chance to get it right. Another chance to experience His glory, to experience His love, to experience His grace and His mercy and His compassion and His kindness. And I'm looking forward to the blessings that He has in store for me on today. And I pray that you have that same attitude, that God has something for you on today. You know, I'm just going to get down to the nitty gritty. And this video is for all church folk, all down hard church folk. What's the point? I'm going to put on my glasses. I ain't trying to be cute, but, I'm trying to see with the cute glasses. Some of y'all. Some of y'all. Anyway, what's the point? What is the point of all the things that we're doing? What is the point of being in a position, singing on a choir, playing the organ? What's the point of being a great articulant of the gospel through ministry, whether it's you're one of the fivefold, whatever you're doing? What's the point of being a deacon or a trustee? What's the point of, setting up your church for live streams and virtual Bible studies? And what's the point? Y'all, what's the point of all the stuff that we're doing? I think sometimes we forget what the point is. The point of the gospel, period, is about attracting other people to Christ. But you know what? Can I just be real? We don't do it. We don't. We go through all of the pomp and circumstance of, religious routines and, all of this stuff. And then we go out when we off screen or when we're not in the assembly, and we treat people like dirt. Saved folks now, you talking about you got the Holy Ghost speaking all in the tongues and everything, but you mistreat people. You got people even within the church, even within a body, who are fighting one another. You got it's just I was just thinking about a lot of stuff and thinking about how we act, and I'm just like, God, what's the point? If we're gonna act like this, then what's the point of using all of this energy? Using all of these resources, using all of our time, if what we're doing is really not getting accomplished what you want it to be done in the first place? What's the point? I think a lot of us are spinning our wheels and we don't even have a clue that we stuck in the mud. And what kind of mud are we stuck in? I'm so glad you asked. The mud of jealousy, mud of unforgiveness and resentment, mud of competition, mud of high-mindedness. You think you something you ain't, and you need to go sit down. It's just, what is the point, y'all, if we are not going to be about people and really loving other people and treating them right and treating them and loving them so that they do want to know about Christ? Then what are we doing? What are we doing? I sit back and I observe. The Lord is teaching me that everything, I don't have to speak on everything, but I sit back and I watch. And I told my dad this weekend, I said, some of us going to hell, straight to hell, because we think that being a pastor is enough. We think that preaching a good sermon is enough. We think that, paying tithes is enough. We think that having a long dress on and no makeup is enough. We think that we having all these three-piece suits and all this stuff is enough. We think that going to some little seminary school and getting some Dr. Seuss degree is enough. But we don't know how to treat people. We don't spend our time, trying to service other people and meet people at their needs. And when we meet them at their physical needs, then having the opportunity to meet them at their spiritual needs. But we don't do that. So what's the point, y'all? What's the point? All of you who do videos, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point of you doing this and you really don't even care about the people who's on the other side of the screen? What's the point? What's the point when all you do is get on here for views and likes and shares? What's the point? Like, really? What is the point? And I tell my dad all the time, I say, I know church folk don't like it when I say it. I said, but we got the nerve to talk about the world. At least they're true to who they are. At least they're doing what they are characterized to do. We're supposed to be out here being the most loving, the most helpful people out here. We're supposed to be the most encouraging. We're supposed to be the most honest. We're supposed to have the most character and integrity. We're supposed to be the moral compass. We're supposed to be the atmosphere setters, and we're the atmosphere absorbers. Like, it's just like we think that we can just totally disregard one another, whether in the church or not. We think that we really think that, and we think we're going to heaven, y'all, but I'm telling you, it's not going to happen that way. I've seen people who got ops with one another, and you're not even willing to deal with the op, but you want to sit down behind a pulpit and tell somebody about why drinking is bad. You want to sit there and tell somebody about gambling and adultery and stuff and stealing things that you can see, but now you mad with somebody in the church, but you don't want to fix that. But you can bypass that, and it's going to be all right. It's not going to be all right, y'all. I tell my dad all the time, we going to be surprised of who make it in and who don't. It's ridiculous. And I'm just like, why waste your time? If you ain't gonna do it right, then don't do it at all. If you're not gonna be real, don't do it. Nobody don't care about your little tight suit and your tight dress and your big hat and all that stuff. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your positions. Nobody cares about your organizations. Nobody cares about your church name. Nobody cares. People, y'all know what? People need the real gospel. And the real gospel is about loving and honoring God, respecting God, obeying God, lifting Him up, praising Him and honoring Him and reverencing Him, and making Him a priority. And the gospel is also about putting others above yourself, about making sure your neighbor is okay, about forgiving enemies and attempting to make as many friends out of your enemies. And if they can't be your friends, at least having the decency to respect them because they're still made in the image of God. That's what the gospel is about. But we ain't about that. We ain't about that life. We're not. And sometimes, then we got the nerve to be walking around, like our farts don't stink. Walking around like we so much better than everybody else. Just because you done learn some religious jargon and some saying, y'all please. If your business is not about helping people find Christ and helping people have the abundant life that Christ had promised us that we can have down here, then you wasting your time and you in the way. And like I told my dad, some of us in the church, you talk about people in the world going to hell. Some of us going to hell by the way of the church, using the church as a car. Heading down I-666. And going straight to hell because we got all the act together, we got the show together, we got the presentation, but our heart still ain't right. When you get around the people of God, that should be a place of safety, of warmth, of love. It's bad when you get around people who say they got the Holy Ghost and you feel everything that's the opposite. You feel contention, you feel jealousy, you feel hatred, you feel unforgiveness, you feel bitterness, you feel all of that stuff. You feel jealousy, you feel envy, you feel competition, you feel haughtiness, you feel pride. the point, y'all? Jesus didn't operate like that. Jesus' earthly existence had a whole point. A whole point. And let me tell you what it was. John wrote it great. He said, for God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believed in him would not perish. It was about other people for God. Even for God, the one who created the people, it was about other people. But they won't perish, but have everlasting life. For the Lord did not come to condemn the world, but that the world through him be saved. Now, if your mission in whatever you call yourself doing don't line up with that, then what's your point? What's your purpose? Why are you in the way? And yeah, I got a touch of an attitude because, like I said, I know personally, I know how my individual walk. I know about the individual warfare. You know what I mean? And I do my best, y'all. I'm not perfect, but I do my best to help other people. You know, I thank God for the assignment that he gave me, and those of you who have aligned yourself with the assignment. I thank God that he gives us the opportunity to serve others, to be people oriented, to be about God's business, which is to give physically and spiritually to those who are in need. But sometimes I get just a little aggravated when I sit back and I see people want to be important, want to be high-minded, want to be lifted up just because you're a pastor, just because you're a youth leader, just because you're an evangelist, just because you're a prophet, just because you're an apostle, just because you go to this, that, and that other church, just because you've been saved this amount alone, and you go around and you wreak havoc in people's lives, you ruin people's lives, you cause mess, you cause spiritual confusion, and then on top of that, you don't do nothing for nobody else, but you save it in everybody else. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. What's the point? What's the point, y'all? Now, I know y'all, some of y'all ain't gonna like this kind of video, but you know, at the end of the day, the truth gonna always be the truth. Some of us are spinning our wheels and stuck. And we don't care about people. But we going to heaven anyhow. No, you ain't. Some of us going to hell faster than them homosexuals we like to talk about. Some of us going to hell faster than the liars that we like to talk about. And the thieves. Some of us going to hell faster than the adulterers that we like to talk about. Those who got substance abuse, we like to talk about them. But we'll be in a deeper, darker place than them. Because we call ourselves knowing. And not serving our purpose, and not doing what God told us to do, and then got the nerve to be high-minded and judging folks and condemning folks, and you don't even realize that when 1 John wrote 1, he wrote that no man was without sin. He was talking about you too. That's why James said, consider yourself, and when you consider yourself, it puts you in a place where you're motivated to help others. Because you know you need help from God yourself. I'm done with it. I'm going to say like I ain't Gail. I am D-I-D, done. And I don't want no parts of that, y'all. It's hard enough living right on your own. It's hard enough trying to do right by God and do right by others on your own. Then to be linked up with some people who, man, no. I got enough problems. If you are not in the business of honoring God and lifting up people, then you are not serving a purpose at all. And I don't care what your title is. I don't care what denomination you're a part of. I don't care about y'all little rules and regulations and standards and the things that you think make you and qualify you as being holy. I don't care nothing about none of that. None of it. Don't care about none of it. I don't care how long you've been saved. Some of us who glory in being saved longer than other people, we the worst ones. We the worst ones. If your point in whatever you're doing, I don't care what it is, if your point is not to bring God glory and to assist others physically and spiritually, emotionally, and however God gives you the tools and resources to help others, then you have no point. And you know what? A lot of us preaching and we ain't got a point. Yeah, you might got long messages and you might have your notes bulletized, but you ain't got no point. You might be singing. You might be the greatest musician there is in the land. But some of us ain't got no point because we don't play to serve others. We don't play to heal others. We play to be lifted up. You know, some of us, you know, we glorify ourselves and, you know, we holy and stuff. But, you know, you ain't got no point. Now, what's the point of a pencil with no point? The only thing a pencil without a point does is erase. And some of us, we talk about we save and stuff, and all we are erasing any evidence of the Holy Ghost in anybody. Because we don't have a point. And if you don't have a point, God can't use you to write His message on the heart of others if you don't have a point. And some of us, a lot of us, do not have a point and do not have a clue that we are pointless. I'm done. I don't like the fake, and I don't like the show, and I don't like the charades. I don't like the parade. I don't like the pomp and circumstance, especially when you got more circumstances than pomp. People around here trying to live right. People trying to do good by others. Y'all, like I said, if that's not your point, then stop what you're doing. I love y'all. I'm done fussing this morning. You know, like I said, I just sit back and I watch things. And I just... But you save it in me, though. But you don't... Okay. You save it in everybody else. Okay. I love you. Y'all, we gotta get to the point of the matter. We gotta get to the point. So we can do like God tell us to do. We don't get it. Thank God. Let's also be in prayer, y'all, for all of those people who, especially in Texas, going through right now with the weather. The people in North Carolina who've been affected by that tornado, y'all. The world is just upside down. So we got a lot to pray for. You know, I want to thank God for those of you who help with the homeless ministry. You know, we're going to go out and feed, and I know they're going to probably be extra cold, so we're going to try to put some extra things in their hygiene bags. I'm going to see if we can get some more gloves and hats for them and socks and stuff, because it's extra cold here in Birmingham. You know, even now while I'm riding, it's only 27 degrees. So we're going to try to do that. If you want to help, and I meant to post it yesterday. I told you I was going to post it yesterday, and I didn't, so I apologize. But I'll post the information if you want to help serve, you know, those who don't have. Those who, in Matthew 25, Jesus told us to have regard for. So we're going to do that Saturday. I thank God for those of you who help. Those of you who want to help, send donations or financial help, and you're not in a place to help, then just pray, y'all. Just pray that we have provision, that we have protection, and that the passion to keep serving others stays. Because you lose the passion and help others, you don't have a point. So I love you all. Y'all be blessed. Y'all have a great day. And today is Wednesday, so if it's God's will, we'll be back this evening with another episode of What Jesus Said. I love you guys. Y'all be blessed in the Lord and have a great day. And don't forget to share.